The half-mile pole. It's Canadian Pride narrowly in front. Cezanne just a neck back second. Principe Carlo outside of that pair. Shooters Shoot, 3 lengths off the lead. Another 3 back to Wicked Trick. And Phantom Dance inside of him with 3 furlongs to run. Canadian Pride, Cezanne, stride for stride. Principe Carlo outside of them, 3 of them across the track. Shooters Shoot has to come after them, as the first to tire is Canadian Pride. Principe Carlo and Cezanne turn for home. Cezanne is now asked to run. Opens up a half length on Principe Carlo, who battles brilliantly on the outside. 4 more to Shooters Shoot in third. Coming to the 16th pole, and Cezanne edges away a length and a half. Now it's 2, and Cezanne is too strong. He'll win the San Carlos Stakes presented by FanDuel by 2.5 easy lengths. Principe Carlo, a good second. Then it was Canadian Pride and Wicked Trick. Highest stables. Running time, 1:23.45 seconds. Load. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Buena Vista. And Legs Galore shoots out of there and goes straight to the front. Tony Ann has some early speed too, and Going to Vegas is able to get toward the inside rapidly and is third and only 2.5 off Legs Galore. Mucho Unusual is on the far outside. Then it's Keeper of Time. Canoodling is off the pace, 7 lengths off the lead. Closing Remarks is just inside of her. Another 2 back to Fast Jet Court, who's 4 in front of Avenue de France and Madone at the back of the field. Legs Galore turns it on early and has opened up indeed, almost 10 lengths. Tony Ann and Going to Vegas are side by side, and Mucho Unusual is a length and a half behind that pair as they head past the half-mile pole. Keeper of Time is next. And then it's another length and a half back to Canoodling, Closing Remarks, Fast Jet Court, then a huge gap to Avenue de France and Madone. Ricky Gonzalez and Legs Galore well clear. Still a double-digit advantage as Tony Ann starts to cut into that margin a bit. Going to Vegas just outside of her. Those 2 race together. Mucho Unusual is next. Closing Remarks is trying to mount a bid far outside. They turn for home. Legs Galore still with a 4-length lead. Going to Vegas takes second. Mucho Unusual. Tony Ann, a 16th to go. Legs Galore, Going to Vegas, bearing down now. Legs Galore looking for the line. Going to Vegas. Legs Galore holding on. Legs Galore takes them all the way in the Buena Vista. Going to Vegas, a hard-charging Closing Remarks was third. And then the minor awards among Mucho Unusual and Canoodling. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Run Happy Winner's Circle to make the presentation to the Connect. Armagnac Restless. And now that has moved over to Beautiful Art. Mike Smith jumps off. Armagnac's been a little bit keen since he got to the gate. And they're off in the San Felipe. Beautiful Art hopped in the air. Happy Jack is sent out of there. Forbidden Kingdom sprints quickly, and Armagnac the pace hot and heavy early on. Doppelganger is fourth on the inside of Cabo Spirit. Worst Reed Sanchez, and Beautiful Art is at the back of the field. Forbidden Kingdom will set the pace, and he has it by 2 lengths. Armagnac clearly into second, and then Happy Jack back to third, about 4.5 off the leader. It's another 3 back to Cabo Spirit, racing on the outside of Doppelganger. Worst Reed Sanchez second to last, and Beautiful Art at the back of the field. Forbidden Kingdom really rolling on the front end. Has it by 3 lengths. Armagnac second. Now a gap of 7 or 8. Back to Happy Jack. There's room at the rail for Doppelganger, who starts to advance, and Cabo Spirit outside of that pair. Another 4 lengths to Worst Reed Sanchez, and Beautiful Art has trailed throughout. 3/8 of a mile to go in the San Felipe. and it's Forbidden Kingdom, who has opened up a 9-length lead. Doppelganger now comes after him in second. Armagnac, a softened up third as they round the turn. And it's Forbidden Kingdom still with a commanding lead. Doppelganger will try to catch him in the final quarter of a mile. Cabo Spirit racing on the outside of Happy Jack. They turn for home. And Forbidden Kingdom still strong on the front end. A 7-length advantage. Doppelganger is clearly second, but it is Forbidden Kingdom. A stellar display. 6-length lead past the 16th pole. And what a performance from Forbidden Kingdom under Juan Hernandez in the San Felipe. They win by more than 5. Doppelganger second. Happy Jack was third. Beautiful Art finished fourth. They're in the gate. And they're off. Quick beginning for War at Sea in the center. Here's Got Thunder. And the favorite Got Thunder will make the pace. Tuskegee Cat takes second, followed by War at Sea. Legally Ready is moving up on the far outside. Down at the rail, Baldoro is a headstrong fifth, really tugging hard on the inside and about 3 lengths off the leader. Behind this group is Lil Bro Coop, who's racing 2 lengths in front of Barnfield, and Toro Hero is at the back of the field. Onto the backstretch they go, and Legally Ready opens up 2.5 lengths now. Got Thunder will sit in second. 1.5 lengths to Tuskegee Cat third. Then War at Sea, who covers up Baldoro down at the rail, and in between those two, Lil Bro Coop is trying to advance. Toro Hero and Barnfield at the back of the field. 6 lengths covers them, 3 furlongs to run. And it's Legally Ready, the leader. Now Got Thunder goes to put the pressure on, a 1/2 length behind in second. Outside of that pair, Tuskegee Cat in third. Lil Bro Coop is racing in between horses. Here's War at Sea, advancing steadily with a 4-wide bid. Toro Hero, Baldoro at the rail, and Barnfield trails War at Sea, making a menacing move on the outside as the field turns for home. Up to take the lead, Tuskegee Cat battles on. At the rail, it's Got Thunder, Baldoro, Lil Bro Coop, a 16th to go, and War at Sea is just cruising late, has a 1.5 length lead. A late surge from Baldoro between. War at Sea wins it. Baldoro was second, just in front of Lil Bro Coop. Then it was Tuskegee Cat and Toro Hero. Seventh race named in memory of John Seitz, attending 70 big caps in a row. This one's for you, John. Up next, Thrum Stream walking in. All set. And they're off. Honey Jar is very fast away from the gate. So too Aloha Kitten, flashing plenty of early gas. And there's Menda Mill up to take the lead. Another Eddie moves through on the inside to take second. That's Amare, moves up between rivals. Down on the inside comes Ever Smart. Taming the Tigress is racing in mid-pack, followed at the rail by Ultimate High. Christmas Surprise racing on the inside of Thrump's Dream. Then at the back of the field are Zydeco Mama and Cologne. Down the hill they go. And it is Menda Mill dictating terms. Leads it by almost 2 lengths to Honey Jar in second. Then comes Thrump's Dream getting back into the race third. Another Eddie is down along the inside. Christmas Surprise in the blue cap is wide. Also in the mix is Aloha Kitten as they cross the dirt. Menda Mill, Honey Jar coming back smartly, and on the outside of them, here's Thrump's Dream. Honey Jar, Thrump's Dream. That's Amare is finishing well on the outside too. And from the back of the field, Cologne is starting to roll late. A 16th to go. Honey Jar, Thrump's Dream. Outside, that's Amare. That's Amare or Honey Jar. That's Amare gets up to beat Honey Jar. Then it was Thrump's Dream in third, Fourth went to Taming the Tigress, and then it was a photo for fifth between Cologne and Another Eddie. The ninth is the Grade 1 Beholder Mile. Scratch 2 Moonlight Doro and 4 Founders Day. As a result, no show weight. They're in the gate. Miss Bigley a little restless. And they're off in the Beholder Mile. Envoûtant came out smartly. As time goes by, was last out of there, but is rushed up now, and 4 of them are across the track. So Varda hugs the rail, and as time goes by, is right up alongside. Miss Bigley is in between horses now. As time goes by, goes on to lead by herself. Envoûtant 3 wide. As time goes by, gets an easy lead past the 6 furlong pole and opens up 3 lengths. The other 3 right across the track with Miss Bigley in between horses, Varda at the rail, and Envoûtant outside of that pair. Field heads toward the half-mile pole in the Beholder Mile. And as time goes by, dictates her own terms and widens with every stride. She's in front by 4 suddenly. Miss Bigley and Varda side by side, and Envoûtant is by herself and already about 10 lengths off as time goes by, who's starting to pour it on. As time goes by, clear by 5. Miss Bigley now clearly into second, Varda, and nothing yet from Envoûtant. They're a quarter of a mile from home, and as time goes by, sailing along with a 3-length cushion. Miss Bigley running a good race in second. Varda, they're at the top of the stretch as time goes by. 2.5-length lead. Valiant performance and a serious one from Miss Bigley, who's within 2 lengths coming to the 16th pole. As time goes by, called on to finish the job. Miss Bigley gallant in defeat. As time goes by, beautifully bred, and another fantastic performance as she wins the Grade 1 Beholder Mile. Miss Bigley, Varda, and Envoûtant. That's 3 wins today for Hall of Famer Bob Baffert. All in. And they're off in the Frank E. Kilroe Mile. It's a very quick start in the center for Law Professor, who will take the lead. Whisper Knock comes to challenge him, and those two stride for stride as they pass the stands. Just inside of them is Beyond Brilliant, and now Beyond Brilliant puts his head in front. Tell Your Daddy is not far away. Had to go 4 wide into the turn. Outside of him comes Team Merchants, Bob and Jackie racing together with Space Traveler. A length and a half back to Flavius, who covers up Count Again, settled at the back of the field, 3 in front of Delaware. Down the back stretch they go, and Beyond Brilliant is the quickest. Has it by a length, pursued intently by Whisper Not second. Law Professor well spotted in third. Same can be said for Subconscious at the rail in fourth. Tell Your Daddy is fifth past the half-mile pole. Space Travelers just inside of him. Then Bob and Jackie, Team Merchants, Count Again, Flavius, and 3 more to Delaware. Beyond Brilliant, untroubled thus far, has a 2.5-length lead. Subconscious moves through on the inside of Law Professor. Law Professor now clearly second. Whisper Not is dropping out of it. Space Traveler is down at the rail. Flavius, Count Again. White blinkers down at the rail. They turn for home. Beyond Brilliant. Subconscious down at the rail now gets out for a clear shot. And Count Again is storming home in the center of the course. And in between horses, Space Traveler running a giant race. Space Traveler, Count Again on the outside surging. Subconscious, a driving finish. Here's Count Again. A dramatic conclusion with Count Again. And a photo between Space Traveler and inside of him was Subconscious. Fourth went to Beyond Brilliant. Smooth loading process. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Santa Anita Handicap, presented by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. American Theorem and Spielberg are the first two out. Warrant has some natural early speed. YY Paul Y along the rail. Express Train is next. Soy Tapatio and Stiletto Boy is at the back of the field. A very compact group passes the stands the first time, with Spielberg just in front. American Theorem on the outside and Warrant in between those two. Y, Paul Y. Express Train 3 wide, about 3 lengths off the lead. Soy Tapatio's between those two, and then Stiletto Boy. They head to the 6 furlong pole, and it's American Theorem now taking over and opening up a length and a half. Warrant moves into second. Spielberg back to third. He's joined by Express Train on the outside. Then comes YY Paul Y, ahead in front of Stiletto Boy, who's 4 lengths off the lead, and another 2.5 to Soy Tapatio. They're a half mile from home in the Santa Anita Handicap, presented by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. And it's American Theorem leading by a neck. Warrant puts the pressure on him second, and outside of them, Express Train turns up the pressure too. And now Warrant takes the lead. Express Train moves into second. American Theorem asks for more down at the rail. Stiletto Boy getting into the race, taking third. YY Paul Y, Spielberg, and Soy Tapatio. Express Train takes the lead at the top of the stretch. Warrant fights on. 3 more back to Stiletto Boy in third. They're a furlong from the finish. And Express Train has the lead, but Warrant won't go away. They're head and head coming to the 16th pole. Express Train and Victor Espinoza. Warrant and Flavian Pratt in a big cap thriller. Express Train just in front. Here's the line. Express Train. What a campaign. The San Antonio, the San Pasquale, and now the Santa Anita Handicap beats Warrant.
Well, that was fun yesterday. $16.4 million in handle on the 11 race card. And you know what? There's two groups of people that on behalf of San Diego, I want to thank personally. That would be horse owners and horse players. Without either group, the show doesn't go on. And of course, yesterday, what a show we put on. Hi, everybody. My name is Tom Quigley, VIP Player Concierge. Also your seminar host for the next 40 minutes. Delighted that you decided to join us. And yesterday, wow, what a day, right? Like I said, the handle was tremendous. The atmosphere here on track was tremendous. And of course, it couldn't be done without either the horse owners entering the horses or the horse players playing on the horses as well. But again, we have to turn the page, and today is a brand new day. And of course, I'm delighted to have a very special guest today. He definitely was part of that $16.4 million in handle yesterday. His name, Dylan Donnelly. Dylan, welcome to the seminar.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to have you here, Dylan. Now, let's talk about yesterday first. Did you get involved? Did you play in the $3,500 live money tournament? If you did, how did you do?
Goose egg on both entries. We ended there. So
$7,000 you just torched up in flames?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I qualified for one of them, but
Okay.
I paid for the other one, so it wasn't quite that. But yeah, no, we fired, and horses ran wild. They just didn't win.
Yeah, I know that happens every once in a while, but you know what? That's unusual for you because a lot of times you do win. You've had a lot of luck recently in a lot of the online tournaments. You also finished a very close second in the NHC Tour a couple years ago. Talk to us about some of the tournaments you have won, or at least you've cashed big money in.
Yeah, so I got passed, like you said, on the last day of the NHC Tour. Came in second place for that.
That was a tough beat.
Yeah, that was a bummer. It was just like, it was a long day. You know, there was 12 races, and I just said, all right, we don't need this one to win. That one won. That one won. That one won. So that was kind of rough. But I came in third place in the BCBC in 2020.
How much did that pay?
So I walked away with like, it was like 264.
That's not bad. That's not bad. 2 days worth of work.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. That was my first BCBC too. So, yeah, just some other, express bet contests online that I've came in. I haven't ever won one, but like second and third, I've had a few of those. So, other entries I get qualified for and some cash.
How do you stay level-headed? Of course, you're playing in big money tournaments, and like you said yesterday, there's big swings. You could lose a lot of money or win a lot of money. How do you kind of keep level-headed and not let the losses really impact you going forward?
It's just another day. I've been doing it for a while now, so it's literally it's not a big deal. It's just life is one long gambling session, and you can't. It's just a graph. You got to look at the graph. If it goes up, it goes down. You just got to keep it going.
You talked about you've been doing it for a while, Dylan. How long have you been doing it, and how did you get introduced to the races?
So I'm 30 years old, but I've been coming here since I was probably 4 or 5 years old.
Your parents brought you?
My grandfather, yeah. They used to babysit me, Wednesdays,
This
Thursdays.
was the perfect babysitting location.
Yeah, so he would babysit me Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and while my parents went to work, and this is where I came, so...
Did your parents know your grandparents were bringing you here?
Yeah, he did. There was one time that in high school, he used to take me to school, and it was a Friday, and I was like, to be honest, Grandpa, like, I don't want to go to school today. And he's like, what do you want me to do? I was like, I know where you're going. And we played hooky for the day, and he brought me here. And the school called my mom and was like, hey, your son didn't go to school today. And she
knew where to find you.
Yeah, so she got kind of upset at that, but it's a great story. Who cares about that Friday?
Well, you're an inspiration, Dylan, because we can see on set here that you're actually in a wheelchair right now, and you had an unfortunate accident a few years ago. You were a very active young man. You played a lot of sports, but unfortunately you had the accident. Talk to us about both the accident as well as how your rehabilitation is going.
Yeah, so that was 5 years ago. When I was playing sports up until literally like a month before I was playing baseball. That was pretty hard. I didn't actually, for like a year after, I didn't watch that next baseball season just because it was rough. It was rough to watch.
Too depressing.
Yeah, it was. And I'm usually a pretty level-headed kid. Like, nothing really gets to me, but that did. That was a bummer. But yeah, just I go to therapy. I'm going back now. I'm going 2-3 days a week. We were progressing. It's a struggle, but I got a wife and a kid, and they're right behind me with everything. So
well, they're actually right in forward of us right now. They're here on set. Let's give them a shout out. What's your son's name? Hunter, and your wife as well?
Megan.
Okay.
Yes, Hunter and Megan.
Obviously, they're a big supporter of yours. And you told me a story that I want to share. You're so active on Formulator, and you follow so many tracks that there's not enough hours in the day where you can input all the data. So your wife Megan actually helps you out. You're turning her into a horse player as well.
I don't know about a horse player, but she doesn't like to gamble, really. She doesn't mind if I do it, but yeah, she actually goes on Formulator and she inputs some from another website. She puts information in there, and it's just busy work, and she doesn't mind. She throws on a podcast or music, and she does that, and she handles the Florida track, and it's pretty sweet. I like it.
I'm an active user of Formulator, and I put a lot of data in there as well. But I'm curious, you put a lot of data in there as well, both you and your wife. What type of data do you put into Formulator? And for those who don't know, Formulator is basically personalized past performances. You can input your own data, and once that horse runs back, when the PPs are printed that you can print out, that data that you input is actually part of the past performances. What type of data, like I asked you, Dylan, do you put in?
So for all the tracks that have Trackers on it, I have every horse, especially from this meet. So from this meet at Santa Anita, I have every horse that is raced, and I have how fast they came home their last furlong, what the difference was to the winner, how far they were compared to the winner. And I have that for that. And Florida's almost caught up. We're like 2 weeks away. Actually, I got another friend and my grandma who's doing New York. She's like, I want some extra busy work. So she's doing that. We just have a lot of practice work, a lot of trip notes in there. If anyone got a hold of my Formulator, there's a bunch of gibberish in there.
It's a family affair in the Dillon family, that's for sure. We're going to take a quick break, get the early changes from track announcer Frank Miramati. When we return, we're going to find out who Dylan likes on today's 9-race card. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We'll be right back.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the great race place. The track is fast, the turf is firm, and the rail on the turf out 20 feet. Here are the early changes. The first race today starts the early pick 5 with no program changes. Second race, beginning of the early pick 4, no changes. In the third, number 4, Prince Mayor, regularly receives Lasix. Scratch number 5, there goes Harvard. That's the program scratch. Fourth race, start of the Rainbow 6. Carryover, $176,000. Scratch number 4, Bletchley Park. In the fifth, start of the late pick 5, we have a blinker note. In the sixth, scratch 1, Noble Hearted, late pick 4 starts with race 6. Blinker note in the 7th. The 8th is the grade 3, Santa Isabel. Start of the Golden Hour, pick 4. Linking the last 2 races from Santa Anita Park with the last 2 from Golden Gate Fields. Number 8, Classical Romance, 1 pound over. And the 9th is the China Doll. Start of the $5 Golden Hour double. No scratches or jockey changes. Enjoy your afternoon at Santa Anita Park. Post time for the first is in 59 minutes at 12:30. Don't forget, we do have special racing tomorrow. First post 12:30, and there's also a special Monday program tomorrow at Golden Gate Fields. And in fact, at Golden Gate Fields, there's a mandatory payout in their Rainbow 6. At this time, we go back to Quigley's Corner. His special guest today is Dylan Donnelly.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with Dylan Donnelly. He finished second in the 2020 NHC Tour. He also finished third in the Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge, which is a 2-day tournament, of course, centered around the Breeders' Cup. He took home in excess of $200,000. He didn't do so good yesterday in the Ultimate Betting Challenge. He goose-egged on 2 $3,500 entries, but that just means he's going to be sharp and fresh today because he certainly didn't have a good day yesterday. Dylan, before we talk about today's races, we've talked about what you do in Formulator, but part of your notes in Formulator also include a lot of notes when you watch race replays, I assume.
Yes. No, I'm pretty much, I have 2 monitors at my house. I put the head on and the pan view on, and then I'll have something on my laptop or my iPad, and I can speak into it what I see. It's a lot easier than when you watch races and then you write it down after. I I speak into it and my notes appear.
You know, I'm old enough to remember when you had to watch the race replays by coming to the track the very next day. There were no fancy things like computers or, you know, television sets that showed the actual race replays. And so a lot of hardcore horse racing fans would come to the track the next day early and watch the actual race replays and take notes on a program. And then they would stack them up in their closet, gather a lot of different, you know, bugs and germs and things like that. You're obviously at a huge advantage, but I'm just kind of joking. I'm serious, but at the same time, I'm joking. Technology is a beautiful thing, and I'm sure you don't take it for granted.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I don't know how people did
In the
this.
old days?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the dedication I've heard of, like the Matisses, they used to, you know, VCR, they would get tapes and record it that way and watch it and stuff like that. That's fantastic, because I don't see how you play the races really without watching stuff, and it's just your eyes are everything.
Of course. When you watch the race replays, what are some of the things you're looking for, Dylan? In other words, are you looking for obvious trouble? You looking for subtle trouble? Is it more like just you know, give us an idea of what you look for.
Just like, you know, some jockey intent. If they're asking the horse, if they're making moves, you know, moving up towards the leaders on their own, not being asked, just sudden little checks and stuff like that. You can pick up a lot from the head on. It's huge, you know. There's 4 lines in the past performances on how much they've increased, you know, or decreased, and you can only see that by watching the replays, and it's just those little small things in there, huge.
Well, let's see if all your hard work is going to pay off for us. So we'll kick things off here in race number 1. And we're fast and firm today. The sun is out, abundant sunshine here in Arcadia, California. And we kick it off sprinting 5 furlongs in the turf course for $40,000 claimers. The rails today are at 20 feet. And, of course, race 1 begins the popular 50-cent early pick 5. We've got a field of 9. And the original morning line favorite was number 2, Solardi, 5-2 on John White's morning line. But the current betting choice, and it's very even on the tote board, is number 5, Never Have I Ever, 3-1 currently on the tote board. When I look through my past performances, Dylan, I thought there was a whole lot of early speed in this race. How did you see the race?
Yeah, there's a lot of speed in here. My top choice, but you know, you're going 5 furlongs, so sometimes it's just get to the front, keep going. Fastest horse, you know, these turf sprints, they can just keep going. But I went to the rail with Barristan the Bold. The horse tried to duel last time with a pretty good sprinter. Could be on the grass or dirt, the best sprinter in California, Barraza. And you know, he's not going to keep up in that tough field. He's shortening up. His last win was at Santa Anita, going 5.5. He ran 91. Buyer smoked him. I think he can sit on the inside, and if the speed backs up, he'll be right there and should be able to win this. You
also like another speed horse drawn on the outside, the 7-year-old, number 9, Highly Distorted. We haven't seen him since February of 2021. He's lightly raced, just 7 career starts. What do you like about number 9, Highly Distorted?
He's got pace. He's got speed. He's won at 5 furlongs. He's won at 6.5. So I don't think this 5 furlongs will be too short for him. If Pipey's the man, he's the GOAT. Pretty much, if this horse is coming off a layoff with Pipey, he's going to be ready. I got no issues with this, you know, year-plus layoff. I think he can sit 3 wide off the speed. He doesn't have to be on it, but I also can see him just outbreaking everybody and going.
Now, you said trainer Mike Pipey is the GOAT, but you're a little bit biased. That's because you have a horse with him. You're recently involved in horse ownership. Tell us about who the horse is and how he's doing in his training.
Yeah, so I claimed a horse at Churchill Downs.
Are you trying to take advantage of ship and win?
Yes, I was. We claimed this little maiden claimer, tried to ship him to Del Mar last summer, and he lit up when we scanned him. He kind of had a few things, but you know, he's a maiden claimer. They're going to have some issues. So we sent him to the farm for about 6 months, and he's been back at Santa Anita at the start of the year. And this morning he just had his, I think, sixth work back. So hopefully in the next 3 weeks or so, 3-4 weeks, he'll be in his first race for me.
He's a horse player and a horse owner, Dylan Donnelly. Let's take a look at race number 2, Dylan. Starts the 50-cent early pick 4. 1 mile on the main track, starter allowance, field of 5. Morning line favorite on the bottom, number 5, Impossible Task. 8-5 on John White's morning line. How'd you see race 2?
Yeah, I thought the favorites were kind of weak in here.
We like to hear that.
Yeah, the outside horse, you know, 8-5. He ran a 72 last time. I didn't think that he didn't have any excuses. He was just kind of weak late in the lane. I didn't see any excuses for him. The 4 horse is going to be 5-2. He's 2 for 21. Nothing jumps out of the page with this one. I actually went to the longest price on the board, the 2-horse Doc Adams. I feel like this horse wants to go long on the dirt. He can run at this level. He tried to sprint versus some of these horses at this starter allowance competition before, but he couldn't keep up versus Teton Valley and Herd Immunity, and he didn't run bad. He came home the second fastest furlong that day. His last race was his first race for Andrew Harris, and I know he's an old trainer, right?
Old school trainer.
Okay, yeah.
As well as an old school jockey. Omar Figueroa used to ride around these parts many years ago.
Yeah, so this is his second race at the same class level. He chased a fast pace, and he was moving well on his own and onto the far turn. I feel like the jockey he knew that he didn't really have much in the tank left, so he kind of wrapped up on him, but the horse didn't stop running. I felt like he still was in there trying, so he's going back to dirt. I don't see, he just ran he tied his fastest speed rating, so I don't see why this horse can't run a 75, 78 Beyer and run well today.
Music to our ears, the biggest price on the board. Race number 2, Doc Adams, 8-1 on the morning line. Dylan talked about number 5, Impossible Task, perhaps not having an excuse last time. I'll use my formulator notes to maybe give the horse an excuse, although he's just 1 for 10 the last 2 years. Last time he was very wet at the gate, and I think that was a bit unusual for this horse. Make sure you pay attention as they're walking to the starting gate to see what type of body condition, so to speak, number 5, Impossible Task is showing on camera as they get closer to the starting gate. Race number 3, we're back on the turf course. This time 2 turns, 1 1/8 as a distance, allowance optional claiming. Non-winners of 1 other than. A field of 5 after the scratch of number 5, morning line favorite, first time Lasix from the Phil D'Amato barn, number 1. Hong Kong Harry invading from Great Britain, 8-5 on John White's morning line. Small field. Got another big price for us, Dylan?
Yeah, I mean, this one's going to be the longest price in the short field.
I sense a pattern.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of speed in here. Usually what Pratt will probably send if he feels like he's on the best horse, and even if the horse doesn't show that much speed, he just goes. That's why he's so dangerous. But Paula Capestro, she does claim horses, and horses run. I have no problem playing her. She's claimed a horse before by the name of Viking Plunder, and claimed it off a maiden win at Gulfstream, brought it to Del Mar, and the horse improved by like 20 points. And I was like, I literally was shocked that the horse
Caught your
won.
attention.
Yeah, I was like, holy, that was pretty impressive. So she dipped in and she bought this horse. This horse has ran good, has a win on the turf, ran really well that day. Was much more impressive than the head shows in the past performances. Last time ran against a pretty good horse, repeat win, Beatbox. I don't see why this horse can't go this far. There's no other pace in this race. Longest shot in the field, why not?
Number 4 in race number 3. It's interesting. Last time out at Turfway Park, where Paula Capestro claimed this 4-year-old son of Data Link. You can see broke from a far outside post 11 in a field of 11. That certainly is disadvantageous, and still ran a very good second. And also, if you have the racing form in front of you, you can see that he's put together about 5 or 6 consecutive improving Beyer speed figure races. And more importantly, down at San Luis Rey, it certainly looks like he's in good training as well. So again, another big price in race number 3. Small field, big price. So says Dylan Donnelly in race number 3. Race number 4 begins the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. The jackpot Pick 6 single ticket carryover now up to $176,000. And we kick things off here, Dylan, in race number 4, going 1 mile on the main track for 3-year-olds. Field of 5 after the scratch of number 4. The morning line favorite is number 3. Kerouac, 8-5 on the morning line from the Bob Baffert barn. You talked about Flavian always trying to get a horse to kind of get into the race early. Are there certain jockeys that you kind of know tendencies with besides Flavian? And if they are, maybe give us one example.
I mean, I know Maldonado's pretty good from the gate. To be honest, a lot of the time I have to look down mid-race to see who's riding my horse, just to see who
It's not a big handicapping
factor
not
too much. Sometimes like there's intent if a smaller trainer, something like that, has Pratt or has Johnny V riding the horse. Usually, that's a good sign. But they're all professionals. They can all ride. Some make more mistakes, but they're all capable if they're on a good horse. Yeah.
Having said that, who do you think is going to win race number 4 and why?
In this race, I would like to give you another price in here, but kind of chalking out here, I'm going to go with Bob Baffert and Johnny V. I don't think there's a lot of pace in here. The horse improved by 20 points last time. I know Got Thunder didn't come back to run well yesterday, but I don't think there's a lot of speed in here. And it's just, I could easily see Velasquez just sending this horse to the front and improve his position.
$420,000 auction sale or purchase of the Son of Uncle Mo is Dylan's top pick in race number 4. Race number 5 begins the 50-cent late pick 5. And if you're on track, take a look in your program. This race is named in honor of Happy Birthday, Tyler, a San Anita bred foaled in 1992 by Hoffman LLC. That means, if you're good at arithmetic, that he now turns 30 years old. He's out of his 20s, and of course he's going to be on track today. We'll all be joining him in the winner's circle as he celebrates his 30th birthday today. But we're going 1 mile on the main track here in race number 5 for $25,000 claimers. A field of 7, and the favorite is number 2, Bestrella, who gets a relatively significant jockey change over to Flavien Prat. Goes from a sprint to a route here, Dylan. What say you about race 5?
Yeah, I can see Pratt putting this horse up on the lead here. I know the 1 is stretching out, and Victor likes to go, adding blinkers. Not really bred for the grass, so not sure how he'll handle it. But I went with the 3-horse Rapid Transit. They shipped this horse out here for the Ship and Win. This ownership group, they sent like 3 horses out here and gave it to Barocchio. And, they wanted to run this horse on the grass last time. Came off, still ran it. Hopefully they were going to get a piece for the Ship and Win, get some money. The horse didn't run that well, toss it out. He came up with a little, I guess the horse was a little injured, missed a work, and he had to work for the vets. And they said the horse is working fine now. They don't mind. This horse is in for the 20. They just want to get a win. There's not really any world beaters in here. So some of his races at Hawthorne, the horse is game on the lead. Maybe Drayden can get aggressive and save some ground, and I think the horse can win this race.
3 and 2 in race number 5. Couple additional comments in addition to what Dylan said. Number 3, Rapid Transit. You can see Winners Certainly Win has won 1/3 of his lifetime starts. 6 wins from 18 lifetime starts. And a question for you, Dylan. You mentioned number 1, Flat Out Joy, not really bred for turf. What do you look at when you look at pedigree in terms of determining whether or not a horse might be bred for turf?
Well, you can go and check their siblings on Formulator to see if any of their siblings have won, how the mom, the dad has done. And sometimes it's just the way they run. I guess there's that high leg action, the high knee action you can see. Yeah.
You got to make tough choices sometimes as a handicapper, right?
Yep.
It doesn't mean you're right.
No.
And you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, no, you have to. You learn something new every single day.
Yes, you do. That's for sure. Race number 6 begins the 50-cent late pick 4. 7 furlongs on the main track for fillies and mares, allowance optional claiming types. Field of 6, number 4, Sharapova is the 2-1 morning line favorite. By the way, in all 9 races today, the morning line favorite is either ridden by Flavien Prat or Johnny V. Certainly the other jockeys are hoping they can get their fair share of wins today. Having said that, do you like Sharapova or a thumbs down on her?
Do I like the horse? I would like to own the horse, sure. But do I think the horse has a shot? Yes, but I'm not gonna bet it. I'm not gonna have it on any tickets.
Beat the favorite. Who do you like?
Yeah, I'm going with the second choice, John Velasquez and Bob Baffert again. As far as adding blinkers, I just think they're gonna send this horse. The horse is fresh. Coming off a long layoff, but there's literally no issues for Baffert coming off this layoff. There's not a lot of speed in here. 7 furlongs. I don't think there's much at all in here. I don't see Pratt being aggressive and trying to get in front of this horse. I went with that horse, and I went with the outside horse, Ironic Twist. The horse I don't think beat much, but beat a stablemate. So maybe these horses were just pretty good in there. I thought the favorite in that race was, I think it was an Urton first timer who didn't pick up his feet. But the 6 horse, this is not that good of a field. This horse can improve. And when Glatt, I looked up Formulator, I think he's 3 for 8 when his horses break his maiden for maiden special weight on the dirt, and they come back, and he's like 6 for 8 in the money. So, this horse is 6-1 on the morning line, probably a little bit less, but will be the 3rd choice in here.
Dylan likes 3 and 6 in race number 6. Let's take a look at race number 7. We're back sprinting on the turf course. 6.5 furlongs on the flat turf course for maiden special weights. A field of 9. Take note, number 1, Jedi Master is a first-time gelding. Before you get your picks in the race, Dylan, I wanted to show the replay back on January 22nd, the first race, that 3 of these runners exit out of. Number 3, Trainer Please, number 6, Air Force Red, and number 7, Magic Man, all ran in this race. We're going to watch the replay and listen to track announcer Frank Miramati, but do take note, one of the runners in this field was Santos to Wilson. You'll remember that Santos to Wilson exited this race and came back to win for trainer Eric Kruljack. So let's listen to the replay on January 22nd, the first race.
And they're off. Cali Bay broke out alertly. So did Trainer Please. Those 2 match strides, and Trainer Please is even faster and reaches out to open up 2. Cali Bay second. Magic Man at the rail is a joint third. Houndstooth on the far outside, passing rivals, taking the 3rd spot, and now going Bay is about 3 or 4 lengths off the lead, and it's another 2 back to Air Force Red. 3 behind him to Rack-a-Tap Tap. Trainer Please into the far turn, 1.5 lengths advantage. Cali Bay second, Houndstooth in third. Magic Man 4 off the pace at the rail in fourth. Then Santos to Wilson, racing 5 clear of Air Force Red, and Rack-a-Tap Tap, quarter to go. And it's Trainer Please in front. Cali Bay coming to challenge on the outside second. A ground-saving trip for Magic Man, who's only 2 off the pace with a furlong left to go and angling out. Trainer Please, Cali Bay right up to him. 1.5 lengths. Magic Man is down at the rail. It's Cali Bay gradually wearing down Trainer Please, and Cali Bay wins it. 3/4.
Tough beat for Trainer Please, tagged right on the wire, and certainly he wasn't slowing down. That was just his first race back since the July 2021 layoff for trainer Doug O'Neill. Certainly looks eligible to improve today with the blinkers on, but also exiting that race was Air Force Red, who you heard track announcer Frank Miramati was picking up some ground late. Now switches over to the Bug Boy, gets the weight off. 3 and 6, I know, are 2 of the runners you like in here, but you also got a big win bet on Santos to Wilson out of that race that put some extra money in your pocket as well.
Yeah, I really liked Santos to Wilson when he came back. That was pretty nice. That was.
You're familiar with this replay.
Yeah, I definitely am. Yes.
Tell us why you like Air Force Red on top.
So Powell doesn't win really first time out.
Mm-hmm.
He hired Pratt for the race. So there must have been something there in the morning.
A good story.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, the horse broke fine, had a little trouble, but then Pratt just kind of was, you know, a little bit not lazy, but he just kind of let him gather stride. It was his first race, so he let him go and picked up his feet around the turn. Came home the fastest in there, raced the 3rd furthest in there. Now he gets the Bug Boy. I don't think this horse will be 10-1. If he is, that's great. But Herrera can ride, no problem. I bet you if Pratt was riding this horse again, this horse would be 4-1 on the morning line.
Sure.
So, yeah, that horse and the 3 horse exiting that race. That was, like you said, Trainer Please. That was his first race since July 24th. He kept running in there. I don't think they'll be going that quick in this race. So, adding the blinkers, he could win this race, improving from a 76.
6 and 3 in race number 7. Take note, the last time out, Air Force Red in his debut was sprinting 6 furlongs. He gets an extra half furlong today, which might help his closing style. And also, although this race is on the turf course, take note that number 7, Magic Man, is a half to King Guillermo. You'll remember King Guillermo was a very talented runner on the main track, earned $359,000 in his career. And Magic Man, sired by American Pharoah, should like the turf course, although has proven to be a bit unsuccessful so far in his short 3-race career. Let's take a look at our feature race on today's card, Dylan. It goes as the Santa Isabel Stakes. It's a 1 1/16 on the main track. It's a grade 3 event for 3-year-old fillies. And also race number 8 begins the $1 Golden Hour Pick 4, linking our last 2 races here at San Edi with the last 2 races at Golden Gate. And we kick things off here, Dylan, in the first leg with a field of 9 and the morning line favorite on the far outside, number 9, Under the Stars from the Bob Baffert barn. Certainly very well bred and very talented. 8-5 on John White's morning line. You like the favorite, or you're looking elsewhere?
No, I do. This horse keeps getting better, keeps getting faster. The way this horse runs, he looks like he's just got a lot still to give. I bet you Pratt sends this horse, and I think they're going to go in here. I don't think it's going to be a slow pace. I think he's going to get after this horse and try to cross over. But if this horse keeps improving, they're all going to be running for second. And I got a good horse to run in second in this race.
I see
think.
that. It's
Yeah.
actually a maiden. It's number 3, Miss Everything. What do you like about her?
Well, you know, I'm just thinking if the 2 and the other Baffert horse are trying to they're coming off the layoff. If they try to keep up with the 9, they can get pretty tired late. And I can just see this Desormeaux horse clunking up for second and rounding out the exacta. His last 2 races, he's been running against another Baffert monster. And 2 back, the horse ran 32 feet further than this other horse in this race, Micro Shares. And in his last race in the Lost Virgin Stakes, it was a 4-horse field. I feel like Van Dyke was kind of asking this horse to keep up, and he's not going to keep up with Adore Manor and the Queen of Thorns, who's also a pretty good horse. So I think if this horse gets to relax and not be asked early to try and keep up, while the speed's backing up, this one can clunk up. And he's a maiden, but he's training well, and there's no reason why he can't run second in here.
Dylan, we've talked a lot about handicapping, but we haven't talked much about wagering. So you talked about how maybe you would play an exacta possibly with the favorite on top with a long shot underneath. What type of plays do you typically make when you're not playing in tournaments? Would it be pick 5s? Would it be exactas, good old-fashioned win bets? Like, what type of player are you, generally speaking?
Whatever comes up. I'm open for anything. I don't really play supers or high 5s.
Golden hour pick 4, maybe?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely play that. But mostly a pick 5, doubles and win bets. And if I really like this exacta stands out in here, I really think that this could happen, and they're gonna probably give me 35 to 1 on that exacta. So I got to play it.
You'll take it all day long, that's for sure. I talked about the breeding for number 9, Under the Stars, the morning line favorite. She's a half to Bodemeister. You'll remember another talented Bob Baffert runner who suffered a bad beat in the Kentucky Derby, but certainly was very talented, if my memory serves correctly, also won the Arkansas Derby. We close things out in race number 9 with another stakes race on the card. It's the China Doll Stakes, $100,000 guaranteed for 3-year-old fillies going 1 mile on the turf course. Also, race number 9 is the first leg of the $5 Golden Hour Daily Double, linking our last race here with the last race at Golden Gate. We've got a field of 8, 3 of them trained by Richie Baltus, but the morning line favorite is number 6, Island of Love, 5 to 2 on the morning line. Before we get your handicapping thoughts on the race, Dylan, you wanted to show the full replay of number 1, Pammy's Ready, who broke her maiden last time out using Lasix, another contender in here at a big price at 10 to 1. Let's watch the replay back from January 29th, the 9th race when Pammy's Ready broke her maiden.
And they're off. Duvet Day hopped slightly. Quick one for Annie's Song right out of the gate. Here's Pammy's Ready, intent on getting to the front. And down at the rail, it's Voulin. So Pammy's Ready and Voulin will duel through the early stages. And Annie's Song gets a good spot in 3rd. Let Freedom Reign is 4th. Missing Penny 3 wide into the first turn. Gimme Mo Baby and Duvet Day racing in between rivals. Another 2 back to Exit Soul. And no early speed whatsoever from Squillions. Onto the back stretch they go. And it is Pammy's Ready showing the way. Pammy's Ready has it by 2 lengths. Let Freedom Reign 2nd. Voulin at the rail in 3rd. Annie's Song coasting along in 4th, 4 lengths off the lead. Another 2 back to Gimme Mo Baby and Duvet Day. At the rail, Exit Soul the Gray is starting to make some headway. Passing Missing Penny as they move by the half-mile pole. Squillions has trailed throughout. It's been Pammy's Ready since the gate opened, showing the way by 1.5 lengths. Let Freedom Reign in 2nd. Annie's Song on the outside of Voulin. Voulin still holding the 3rd spot around the turn. Then Gimme More Baby, along with Duvet Day, 2 in front of the gray Exit Soul, who's within 7 lengths of the lead and gathering some momentum as the field turns for home. It's Pammy's Ready opening up, has it by 3 lengths. Exit Soul coming through on the inside. Annie's Song in the red finishing with interest. And Duvet Day in the center of the course is really kicking in. And here comes Duvet Day on the outside, coming with the best strides. Time is running out. Pammy's Ready just in front. Pammy's Ready holds on. Tight photo between Duvet Day and Annie's Song.
He's on the wire there, Dylan. Pammy's Ready held on, and you can see, as I mentioned before, we watched the replay, added Lasix that particular day, but certainly has that good improving buyer speed figure pattern we talked about. Also draws the rail, and as we saw going into the backside, she certainly looks like she can go quicker earlier than what she exhibited in that race.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was really impressive. The horse was only hit with the crop at like the 3/16th pole. The horse never looked like a loser. I thought you could visually see the horse quicken when he tapped her. And what you didn't see on there is the gallop out. That horse took off again after the wire. Those horses never caught her. I don't think there's a lot of speed in here. If this horse can improve off that 74, the horse just keeps going upwards. There's no reason why this horse can't win it and pay $20.
And you also like a big price filly underneath to round out the exacta, number 2, Gold Dragon Queen.
Yeah, the 2 is had the outside post last time, broke well, but riskfully what he's been tending to do is just grab everything recently. And so he grabbed, went far, actually ran 37 feet further than Island of Love in here, who's going to be, 5-2 or something like that. And he only came home less than a tenth of a second slower than the other one. This horse is getting better, improved his her buyer speed figure by 9 points last time. If this horse can save ground and sit right off the hip of that other one, why can't this horse run well at 15-1?
It's as easy as 1-2 in race number 9. So says our seminar guest, Dylan Donnelly. Dylan, thank you so much for your insight today. You're an inspiration to all of us. You put in the hard work, and obviously it pays off for you. Continued success, not only at the windows, but also in all your tournaments that you play in.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate all of you watching the seminar as well. Hopefully Dylan gave you a winner or two to contemplate, and hopefully cash at the window as well. Thanks so much for joining us. Keep in mind, we do have live racing tomorrow, both here at Santa Anita as well as up at Golden Gate. It's important to know Golden Gate has a mandatory payout tomorrow, Monday, in their 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. So make sure you get involved with both tracks here in California on tomorrow, Monday. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Next voice here will be track announcer Frank Miramati updating us with the program changes. Good luck and have fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.